What if I could tell you something that could totally change your perspective on healing from an avoidant ex or healing from a breakup with someone who was in any way avoidant? Because that's what I'm going to do today. But it's not going to be what you want to hear, but it's going to be absolutely what you need to hear to break that cycle and break free. Understand this, that the avoidant doesn't miss you the way that you miss them. And understanding that is going to be the thing that frees you from needing their attention, needing to recapture the relationship, trying to get closure from them, seeking anything from them whatsoever from this point forward. So we're going to talk about that because I know you're sitting in your grief, likely replaying the story, the love story, right? Like, how did it started so good. How did we end up here? Where did this go wrong? They look fine. They've moved forward. They literally it's like they replaced you with a hobby, or they might have replaced you with a human. They might have gone on and started dating somebody right away, or they just dropped off the face of the planet. But here's the truth. Avoidants do miss you, but they don't miss you the way that you miss them. And again, understanding this is crucial. It's one of the keys, guys, that's going to unlock your healing. I'm Sarah. I'm a mindset mastery coach, transformational hypnotherapist, and attachment style specialist. Today we're talking about this because I think this is so important. I'm here to tell you guys, a lot of coaches will tell you what you want to hear, but I'm here to tell you what you need to hear to actually break free and actually start healing to become more secure. So you will crash, right? You're going to crash out. They are going to numb. You're going to crash and burn, right? Things are going to shift. You're going to feel pain. Your life's going to kind of come to a standstill, and however it is that you deal with heartache. Everyone does it a little differently, but they're going to numb. That pain is still there. It's just delayed pain. They have so much delayed pain that's literally built up in their system that's why they'll tell you, like, I need to go be a monk, and live somewhere, off. I need to live by myself for 5 years, because they do understand on some level that they have so much pain inside of them, and so many ruptures without healing, from these relationships, or a lot of times avoidants get married and then they divorce a lot, or they just can't sustain a long-term commitment. They have all of this pain that's not healed. It hasn't been worked through. It hasn't been seen. It hasn't been dealt with. It hasn't been regarded by them. So they're going to miss some things like the comfort of you. They're going to miss the security of knowing you're there, but they're not necessarily going to miss the connection. And I want to be honest with you guys and frank, because this is going to help some of you move forward. Some of you need to hear this. Avoidance will revisit that emotion through memory once they feel safe enough, but they're doing it through the lens of memory, looking backwards, not in real time. They have to feel safe enough, right? But it's not going to be during the breakup. It's going to be months or years after. And I'm saying this because I know some of you sit and wait for them to return. And I'm here to tell you that could be a very long time, and you should not put your life on hold for this. So here's a very real trap that I often see people doing in working with clients. You will confuse their later nostalgia with readiness to dive into your relationship again. Because they may come forward, especially if they're fearful avoidant, they will often come back. A dismissive avoidant, there's a much less likely chance that they will return. They'll probably just kind of disappear and fade off of the face of the planet. Like, you may never hear from that person again. Okay, that's how extreme a dismissive avoidant can be. A fearful avoidant is a lot more healed, and they're going to be able to come to you with a lot more readiness, especially if they're doing their work. But sometimes even then, you have to really question, like, how much work has even been done here? So they're going to come back in and maybe even talk to you about memories you shared. They may feel more open to you again. You may get close again, but trust me, that cycle is going to repeat itself because it's a pattern that's wired into them. It's hardwired into their system. So missing you isn't the same as being capable of true intimacy, or being capable of a commitment or a lasting connection. And I want you not to translate their nostalgia into progress. Don't translate it into readiness or progress. This doesn't mean they've done any work. It just means the pain caught up with them. So when they do pop up, and again, some of them will, some of them won't, I want you to ask yourself, are they showing emotional availability or just seeking relief? Are they just saying, I miss you, but they're not talking about any work that they've done or any aha moments that they've had, or maybe they started doing work, but have they applied it yet to real life? I want you to respond based on their actions, not on your feelings. Based on their actions and what they're showing you, not on your feelings. And if you think there's a chance, I want you to set a time frame. I don't know, give it 3 months, give it 3 weeks. And look at the pattern. Trust the pattern, not the person. Okay? I'm trying to save you guys from more heartache. I know I'm brutally honest in these videos. Again, it sets me apart from a lot of the coaches out there because I'm being honest with you so that you can move forward. Because there are things that could work with a normal person, so to speak, in a breakup, like no contact, that simply will not work for a dismissive avoidant. Also, why would you want to try to have to trap or bait somebody into being with you? That shouldn't be what we desire. You deserve more than that, and you're worthy of that. So I'm going to help you attract and find that secure, healthy love by becoming that first within yourself. So you don't need to wait on somebody else, right, to feel what you've already healed from. You get to create this healing starting now. And you get to create this healing inside of yourself. And once you become that secure, more healed version of yourself, guess what? You will attract that mirror. You will attract that person who's also done that same amount of work. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to stop replaying this relationship in your head. And we'll get into some, again, quick actionable tools that you can use. And again, if you're interested in those freedom sessions or the pattern breaker, which is my 3-month program, it's all one-on-one individual work. Click the link below and we'll get you started. You'll choose a day and a time to connect with me, and then we're gonna figure out an action plan. So that's unique to you, so that you can start to actually see clearly again, and you can start to really, really be honest with yourself about what's transpired and how you need to move forward. I'll see you guys in the next one there. Take care.